Okay, so because it is a holiday season and we just did so much high church in the last few weeks, these last 2 Sundays have been just a little bit different, and I decided that for New Year's, I would not follow the lectionary. And the lectionary is that, discipline, that tradition for pastors to read from, a designated source, and so that we are reading what other churches are reading. I decided instead to choose 2 readings that are from the Old Testament and that happen to be part of my group of favorite scriptural readings, part of my top 10, if you want to think of it that way. And many of you, especially those of you who have done a lot of church, won't be surprised. You probably have read these before. So the first one comes from the book of Ecclesiastes. It's the 3rd chapter. And you'll remember that it was also a popular song back in your day. Not my day, but your day. So from Ecclesiastes 3, we have, "To everything there is a season, a time for every purpose under heaven, a time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck what has been planted, a time to kill, and a time to heal, a time to break down, and a time to build up, a time to weep, and a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to gain, and a time to lose, a time to keep, and a time to throw away, a time to tear, and a time to sow, a time to keep silent, and a time to speak, a time for love, and a time for hate, a time of war, and a time of peace." And then the second reading is from, again, the Old Testament, and it's from the book of Kings, 1 Kings, and it's about the prophet Elijah. And Elijah was actually a very, very important prophet for the Jews, and especially in the times of Jesus. And this is a passage that I think you'll figure out why I chose it. "And the Lord God said to Elijah, 'Go out and stand on the mountain, for I am your God, and I am about to pass by.' And then a great and powerful wind tore the mountains apart and shattered the rocks before Elijah. But God was not in the wind. And after the wind there was an earthquake, but God was not in the earthquake. After the earthquake there came a fire, but God was not in the fire. And after the fire came a gentle whisper. And when Elijah heard it, he pulled his cloak over his face and went out and stood at the mouth of the cave. And then a whispering voice said to him, 'What are you doing here, Elijah?' And here ends this reading. And we ask for God's blessings upon them both, that our understanding of the Scriptures may deepen our faith.